Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we have up Marine Fighter Squadron by solitary game of aerial combat in the Solomons, 1942 to 45, by Berserker Games, a game by Eric von Rossing. Eric has been kind enough to allow me to put my VASSAL module up on VASSAL page, so I am going through and doing a brief module overview. This is a great little game. Um, Actually, I wouldn't even call it little. It's a print and play game that's available on the Berserker webpage. 15, $20, I think it is. And if you're in my predicament where you don't have a whole lot of, you're on a fixed income or no income and you don't have space, Vassal's the way to go. I will not include charts on your version of it, the shareable version, but I will have them in mine. This is kind of show you how to use it. And Let's get on with it. Hit the next game. For a new game, solo, there's only one way to play it. That's solo. And it brings you to the main map. Now on the main map, I have all the control points are changeable. You can choose to start them out as on. Like to go through and put the actual controlling players counter on each one of them. All you got to do is click and choose. I have action buttons on them all to make that easy. The other thing is your starting location. You'll either start down here. The first thing you want to do is you'll just see the flight mark. You want to get the flight marker and move it down out of the way. Your player's air base is there. I have them not stackable, but they both start in the same area. Um, and these you may need to move to Russell Island depending on where you start. You roll a dice for that. Have you're able to zoom up and down all the way from 160, which I went all out as I always do in my artwork. Try to use as much of the original um, sizing and everything that I can. Do best showcase the work put into these things. This map is by I believe my friend Lee Smith, mad cartographer, made this map, and everybody puts so much work into these games for artwork and stuff. I figured we need to showcase at the least. Anyway, that's it for the main map. You have a D6, a D3, and a 2D6 to use. I might put text in there to identify that. I'm gonna try to keep that down so we only stay in um, one row of counters to maximize your play space down here. Next over is your initiative tracks. Again, the artwork of the tracks is you got all your normal. Vassal's gotten really great with the availability of zoom options there. I just use the standard. Again, for the aforementioned artwork showcasing. Um, you have your naval and your island initiative tracks. On your island initiative tracks, I put the airbase damage counter because this is the track that you're going to use if your airbase gets attacked by the Japanese. So your airbase counters are available there. I don't have any counter palettes up here that you need to select. All the games are available. All the counters are available in game. We go to the airbase, which is probably where most of your things are going to happen. And again, zoom. I have that set pretty around mid. You have your air crew, a ready air crew, and your recovering air crew. And if you grab a counter down, say we're going to get we always get an F for F to start. It's going to tell you. Actually, I don't like that. I'm going to end up moving that to show his name. I don't like the 00 thingy. Anyway, it's going to show you they're in the ready air or in the recovering crews. The other thing is on these counters, and I have the counters down here. I have the ability to add and remove your rockets, bombs, and torpedoes depending on your plane type. All these are limited by the plane type. So for this one, you cannot get more than 2 rockets in there. You're going to load your ordnance. You're going to load 2 rockets in there. Actually, load them, not use them. Same would be for the bombs. I have those in there. I have not a lot of space to work with, so I had to cram them in on the F4Fs. Um, the other thing is you have your send to the graveyard. Skills are your hot shot and the ace, and I'll put a counter on them to help increase your stats. And thought I changed that. The let's see, use them the same thing. You're going to use your ordnance. You're going to use your rockets. You will not be able to load more than you're allowed to load, and you will not be able to use more that'll take you down under zero. You cheat, that's on you. That'll just um, minimize your enjoyment of the game. The other thing we flip them over to have them damaged. That lowers everything down. The other reason I did these up here, I was originally playing with keeping these covering the numbers, but you need to see what your limitations are if you get damaged. And then we go from damage to the graveyard. In the graveyard, you set up here. Um, I'm going to get back to that later. I put him in the graveyard for a reason. Back to the airbase. Your airbase damage, as you take bad damage, you'll just move your counter down along this track. And missions. You have your mission VP, your campaign VP, your mission turn, and your mission counter number down here. Mission numbers, I don't have them very resettable. You don't need to right click on anything. If you just click on this button, it will draw your next mission card and increase your mission by one. That's all you should ever have to do to that. Say you have 6 fighters, 4 SBD bombers, and you're going to um, 1 to G6 to conduct an attack on an airbase. You would then draw your random airbase over here, and all these decks are set up randomly, and you just draw that out. And see, I grab a medium airbase. On the bases, yes, I have bomb damage, and all that's increasable through the keyboard shortcuts or the menu. And turn to the deck. Actually, I did not put that deletable. Actually, I did put that deletable, and I can't remember what I did with it right now. I didn't put a menu on it. Control R. My standard. I want to automate that too. Get rid of it. Anyway, all this will be random. If you're choosing your SBDs, TBS to escort, you're just going to draw them out of here and put them on your airbase. Usually, I'll just stick them down here. Let's set up our 8. I'm all backwards now because I'm videoing. And we're going to have 8 F4S. I want to get them down here anyway to start. That's 2. All these are going to be random. You see Walton's up top, but he's not the one I'm drawing out. It's all random. That's 6, 7, and 8. Can return him back to the deck. And boy, that was a lousy draw. Best one we got was a 1-1. So we're going to draw out our 6 aircraft. I usually kind of just draw them down to here. The 6 that I'm going to take on the mission with me. I would save 1 very good leader and 1 very good bomber. The best I have of each, I'd save 1 of those each for the next mission or day in case you have a bad mission. In this case, we can take along 6, and then we're going to get down 4 SBDs. So I would draw 4 of them down also. And then this way, they're right here, easy for you to set up using your ordnance sheet from the rule book or your reference guide. They're based on how far the distance you got to travel. So we're still on mission now. I've got these guys out here. I'm going to do my mission turns. I'm just clicking these as normal. As you're doing your missions, you're going to get your mission VPs. Say you got maybe 4 4 victory points and you're ready to end the mission, you would have successful mission gain 1 to your campaign victory points. All you would need to do is come up here and hit end mission. End mission, what that's going to do is going to convert your mission VPs over to your campaign VPs, and it's also going to discard your card and reset your mission turn counter. So as you see, our mission VPs are now 0, our mission turn counter is now 0, our mission numbers stayed at 1, and our campaign VPs moved to 1 because we had a successful mission with +1 to campaign VP. The next thing I did is made a little, and I didn't even test this yet, so we're going on test mode right now. If you have your graveyards filled, by rule you're supposed to, you don't have enough planes to replace any of your pilots, you would have to empty the graveyard. To do that, you would lose 5 VPs. I have that down here, and as you see, that brings me down to -4. And now it didn't empty the graveyard like it was supposed to, so I got to work on that some. But that's all right. As long as that works, your math is sound, and I will work on that. See if I can get that trigger to work. Let's see. That's it for this. All that's pretty well uh, automated. And we move on to counter draws. I'll explain this a little bit more. You have your B-24 flight, your different SBDs and TBS that you'd run into, your different naval, enemy, and standard. All this is again just um, random. As so you don't have to use the cups or counter trays or anything. As you set up your missions, this is where you're going to draw everything from. The mission deck, you shouldn't need to use that. As you see, I have it set up to automatically draw from the airbase. And that brings us to the next button over. If you get the random event that has your aircraft um, sorry, I'm thinking. Your aircraft are going to, that's what's happening. I don't want that to happen. We don't want to lose our ready aircraft. So I've got to change the fighters. Fighters only. I did that so the SBDs and stuff would disappear. And I didn't want the fighters. So I will change that. That'll be set. Anyway, if you roll for an upgrade, all you got to do is hit this, and all your F4 Fs will turn to F6 Fs, including the ones in the deck. And then if you get it again, they'll all turn to F4Us, including the ones in the deck. So all you have to do is hit the upgrade key. The only thing you have to remember is that if you have them over here and they're damaged, I was not able to get that to keep the current state no matter what I did. So we have to deal with what we have to deal with. A little bit of work. You'd have to do it manually on your game board anyway, so I'm sure that's a price you can pay. And other than that, that's it in a nutshell. I do have the screenshot opportunity up here. I don't really use moves in this, but I have the marker up here just in case. And your flight counter, I have it rotating so you can be anal and move it in the direction that you're moving, or rotate it in the direction you're rotating. And then, actually, I don't have a home set for that. So, actually, the home isn't really for moving at home. It's if you want to have flight backed up to level. So there you have it. It's simple module for entertaining game. I highly recommend it. If something like this is along your lines, it's a nice, like I said, fun game. I've played a couple missions on it. I'm looking forward to playing a couple more. Looks like I got a couple more quick adjustments to do in here before I send this off to VASSAL. And I hope you enjoyed the module. Fun making it and fun playing it. We will see you guys all next time. That is Marine Fighter Squadron by Berserker Games, designed by Eric von Rossing. Thanks everybody for joining me. We will see you all next time.